In order to facilitate proper location of the ceiling mount sensor, we're going to put together a test rig using a factory fresh power pack, a line cord, a socket for a incandescent bulb, and of course we have our adjustment screwdrivers to set this guy's sensitivity full and its time delay down to minimum, and a requisite stopwatch to set it later on for approximately 6-minute timeout. I'm going to mount the sensor on a piece of cardboard, and this will allow me to position it properly. Once again, this is a large garage door. This is a small door to get egress to the garage, and the fan shapes that you see on the manufacturer's instructions are actually for ceiling mount. However, when you turn the sensor on its side and mount it thus, this detection zone allegedly has a sensitivity of 50 feet, which goes right out of the picture. And we're going to use that to attempt to get a clean cut line inside the garage, adjacent to the garage door, so that when you take a couple of steps in, the lights snap on immediately. I'm using a piece of sticky foam that came with an outdoor box. You knock this out, it's got adhesive on the back side, so this foam will now adhere to this box, and I can put the box in place and simply tighten down a wood screw on this side to adjust the angle of the sensor. Our original choices were to put a horizontal mount sensor in this area and twist the fan. The other choice was to place it out here and live with the look back. But like many things in life, we went ahead and took the middle of both of those. It's both closer to the door and twisted. Now when we add in our other coverage fans, we have very good coverage of the entire garage. One of the things we've learned is that these nice razor sharp clear cut coverage fans that come with the manufacturer's documentation are actually fuzzy about the edges. They're not a nice clear cut and defined line like this. Another thing we've learned is that these coverage fans are some sort of minimum specification. That's why when you keep hearing me say, gee, the sensor's so hot, the sensor's so hot, they're only guaranteeing some sort of motion detection in these areas. The truth is, it's probably going to extend beyond that. Here we have our third occupancy sensing device rigidly mounted to an additional plate clustered with some other lighting controls, which is a very good place to put a thing like this. And now all I have to do is remove the temporary control wiring. I've set it for about 6 minutes, and we're going to put it in parallel with the rest of the system. The way the mounting on these work is you have a threaded stem. Now if you remove the attaching hardware and washer, you have a threaded stem. It's free to move. See that? Free to move. This is so you can squeeze it in and pull it out of here if you want to surface mount the sensor using a couple of very narrow gauge screws. Because the mounting will allow this to vibrate out of position, I'm going to use a couple of shots of hot glue and put a few beads around this to keep it from vibrating out of position. It doesn't take much. You could use a little double stick tape underneath it when you mount it. It just can't be free to twist.